most ethical light and love crew. Good to see you here. My hair is looking extra, like, tamed today. This lion is a bit more tamed than usual. And good. So that's great. I have to confess, though. Okay, welcome back. Okay, my angels of light and love, to do your thing, and even relax if it's possible. Okay. Something tells me that they're usually in chill mode, but I can really shaketh upeth. Oh, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Okay, what did we label this thing again? MC on the multiple choice. That's what I remember. What was the prefix to it? I don't remember what I called it other than that. MC on the multiple choice. Shoot, I knew I was gonna forget. Anyway, angels, you can remind me if it's important for me to be reminded at this time. So let's go with this. I got distracted. It's okay. What was I gonna say? Anyway, happy 9:46 a.m. Okay. So they said right back at you. Okay, on my left hand, I got justice. On my right hand, I got judgment in reverse. You know how crazy that is? You know how freaking crazy that is? I never seen them two together. So close, even as header cards. So no matter which way you see it, justice is coming through, and it's going to provide the karma. It's going to deliver it. You see this? That is an angel, a massive angel, trumpeteering. Judgment has its own trumpet, let me tell you. It has its own horn. But the fact that this is being verbalized, it's accentuated. It is emphasized. It is done. That's crazy. Okay, MC on the multiple choice. So this multiple choice has one of those easy answer things where it's all of the above or none of the above, or the answer is so super obvious. That's what that is. Like, what are you gonna call it? Anything different? It must be crazy. Anyway, some things to do today, but oh, the bubble test. That's what it is. The bubble test. I'm not gonna tell you exactly why I was inspired. Give me a second. Hold on. I need some privacy. Actually, it's okay. The back windows will roll down a bit. I deserve some air. I deserve my voice to be heard by passerbys. Yeah, so it's a bubble test. Multiple choice. Okay. So what do you want to say about... Okay, the Chariot, extroverted. It opened up to the Knight of Wands, extroverted, but there's something right behind the Chariot. What is it hauling? Is it ass? It's Two of Cups. That's balance on the forefront, and whatever's holding, like whatever's being charioteered. Do you know what? That's amazing. You know what that is? You know how they say put the horse before the cart? Like, there's a process to everything. So you have to allow things to happen in its organic matter. Forcing things would be just against the laws of nature. So this is like, not only are the horses balanced up front and further accentuated, like they're determined, but also the ones that are being chauffeured basically are balanced on the inside. So it's not like one of those like wealthy rich people, not bagging on them, but I'm saying, like, when you think you've had it good and it looks good on the outside, on the inside in that home, whatever's being charioteered, there's fighting, there's yelling, there's this, and there's mismatches. So and there's like a battle of the egos matching at that. So it's saying that both on the inside and the out is very much balanced and determined on moving forward. Thus, it is foreboded. It is moving forward. Not just foreboded, it is activated. So this is good. Things are moving forward. So this is not alarming because in its prior stages, even last week, or even I would say last week or so, we're, when things move from like bad news to escalated, like just fully accentuated to this or that, that can be alarming in its sense of, especially if it's the feels of romanticism. You feel like maybe, what is it? It's the inverse of breadcrumbing, love bombing. So that's the reason why it would cause for alarm. But this is truly balanced. This is happening on its own, with its desires in check. So it's not refusing the desires. It's just like nice to have list, and just being good with that. Yeah. So that's how that happened. That's how I met your mother. Anyway, Knight of Wands was accentuated. So this is a dancey dance. Remember way back in the day? I don't know, like last year or something. We remember this card as Sinead O'Connor dancing. That's funny. Everybody's allowed to. In on Instagram, on my feed there was this little like ballerina. I don't know, she was maybe like 6 to 8 years old, maybe 4, but she was fluent enough to be able to speak her mind. And obviously she was like spinning around or something, and she farted, and then somebody laughed in the background. I think it was a mom, and she said, what ballerinas are allowed to fart too. Come on. It was very cute and real. So that kind of shifted my reality a little bit to not be so self-conscious when weird things happen. But it's not even weird. It's normal. It's just not within the accepted rules of norms. So I kind of broke that a little bit this past week when I accepted a call on my personal cell with regards to work stuff. I was scolded, and somebody didn't realize that they were scolding me publicly. And it's like they tried to mask it as something as though like it was disrespectful, like professionally, like what do you call it, making the environment uncomfortable for the rest of your coworkers or whatever. So anyway, I resolved that with facts. And exactly how I conducted myself. It wasn't just like exterior facts. It's like, this is what I brought out into the environment, and it was this is a totally separate issue. But anyway, they tried to make it as though I was like, how do I say it? It was one issue, but all they really wanted to do was mask that they were scolding me, and but at the same time set an example, because like if I changed to the company phone, then they would only hear what I would be saying. So they wanted to, like, as an ulterior thing, they wanted to make it seem as though they were like clean and clear, but I was acting up, and that I was being made an example of if I didn't follow. You know what I mean? Like, that's poor culture. So that's poor example setting. Let's say that, okay? Rather than label it as poor culture. But why do I want to say that? Why did I even bring that up? It was for a good reason. Breaking out of the norm. Like so the company that I work for, they have a very particular culture in what's accepted in society, and which is what the norms are, etiquette. And so you're not supposed to accept like calls really publicly. It's not good etiquette. But my phone does not really work well. It's old, and it's like it's old. So I can only accept calls like on speakerphone unless like I have a plug-in readily available. And so, like I kind of broke that norm because of just the dynamic of what things get done in the office. But anyway, I I broke that norm, and it was okay. It was legit. You know, people have to live their lives, and to like confine them to boxes, like, you got to be realistic. You can't say like, hey, I need you to do this in this box, but then like on the next, like in the next half minute, I need you to run over there and do something in that box, but I don't want you to color outside of the lines. Kind of like that, you know? Visualization. I'm starting with coffee today. My guides in the past couple of weeks have allowed for some wiggle room. They said, don't feel like you have to like hold on tight with your money, like you can't breathe, like you're on this half twin bed and you're just like, I gotta sleep somehow. So just sprawl out. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Don't go like crazy. Like, don't go like to, I don't know, Zimbabwe, whatever. Don't go traveling out. Don't go like nutsoids. Just be fair with yourself, okay? Yeah. A black crow landed, like a big fat crow landed right in front of me, and then flew out to the left side. It's good. Alright, so the bubble test. MC for the multiple choice. What do you want to say? My panel. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? I want to go for a walk today. I'm gonna go for a walk today. Because last time it was good. It was good. I was like, look at that. Snap, snap, snap. Look around. Like, you know, because it feels weird when I'm taking a picture of something that I find wondrous. I forgot to post it. It was, you know, a branch that like I had come across. It was broken. And I was like, oh, you know, I don't know, this twig that broke off. And other branches caught it. And I was like, oh, that's strange. It's suspended. So when I took a picture of it, because I was like, maybe I should grab it if it's suspended. And no, you know, like, it's weird. Like the what do you call it? The vines wrapped around it. So it was weird because it was suspended right in front of me. It was like the Ace of Wands. You know how crazy that is? In all of my life, in all of my walking expeditions, that's the first time that I've seen that. It was cool. And I saw Mama Duck with 2 baby ducks. It was just peaceful. It was good. I'm happy I did that. It was much better than having a cigarette. Yeah. Alright, multiple. Okay, so those two. 4 of Swords in reverse and 5 of Swords in reverse. That's 9 of Swords in reversal. That's do not stress, my love. This is broken down. Like, even when you feel broken down, even when people kind of shatter your image, your means of self-image, your mirror, you can still like just chill, because 4 of Swords means that you're healed. So even if anyone what do you call it, damages your source of self-image, if that be, oh, that was a different kind of honk, let me tell you. Symbolically, if that's like your job or through hearsay or whatever, you can still look in that mirror and see multiple fragments of yourself, not yourself as fragmented, but a multiplication of what they tried to do, and yet you still exist. It's like cutting the head off of like Hydra or whatever, and then like to grow back in its place or something like that. So it's very much like that. When they try to shatter your means, it's like, oh, well, I see multiple facets of myself, so there must be multiple solutions. It must be indicative that I'm doing something right, especially if there's this much opposition, because people get bored. Like, smart people get bored when they're misaligned. And so you know, they're looking for a worthy challenger. And that's maybe not for the right reason when they initiate game, with ego is involved. And it's clearly seen internally or externally, whether you're a part of it or not. And so, anyway, we got the Four of Swords here, healed. And this is no, like, you ain't got nothing on me game. It's Five of Swords. It's kind of like a forfeit, but it's not saying, hey, you know, in game, from what I understand, when you forfeit because of like weather or whatever, and it's a home game or whatever, you can't accommodate the crowd safely or the teams. It just doesn't make sense, especially when it's pouring. So the one that forfeits is the one that automatically lets go of their win and says like, okay, the other team gets to win. But here is just kind of letting go on that, because you realize that they're not playing by the same rules, they're not playing the same game, they're in their own fucking reality, and it's you know, it's no competition. It's, you ain't got nothing on me. So excellent. The obvious. All right, what else have we got, my dearies? And you know the complaint that this is cool. All right, what's opened up to that? Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay. What did I want to say about it? The person that complained about me, I think it was just one, but maybe they might like try to get a community gathering of like trying to take a poll of like, did you hear anything? Did you see, what was your, it's so much petty bullshit. But anyway, let's just isolate it to who was the complainer. Actually, they said don't even fuck around with that, Tina. Let's move on. The Sun in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Coins, and the High Priestess. Yeah, definitely. They're saying you got the feels of it. You got the feels of it internally. You know from up above, like the higher sense of wisdom, as well as like an aligned what do you call it? Oh shoot, I just missed, I forgot. Okay. The human experience in its most divine sense as the Queen of Cups. So just be patient, just let it roll out. Just like observe, like look at these little globes, these little crystals of globes in its own growth path, and you'll see. Like don't judge like the bullshitters or naysayers or, you know, your supporters or whatever. Just look at it all the same. Everybody has their own growth path, and you know, some might be bad apples, but the seven that are gathered for you are quite prime. So just like look at it like in their own storylines, and just be patient with like what, because you know it's like ultimately like when you win, when you like are rewarded some wonderful things, you're not like you're not nitpicking and cherry picking on all the shitty things. So like, why do that here? You know what I mean? Like it's somebody's saying easier said than done, but no, it's that they want to use that as a comparison. Like, no, it's done, so it should be easy. Okay. And then right before that, the sun facing the Wheel of Fortune, or like shining down on that, that's the inner bloom, that's the inner compass base. Oh my gosh, totally, that's the inner compass, like the light that shines is on the inside, this orb. So we're good, we're so good. There's something like the people that are trying to like harvest by penetrating my auras and my fields to access like knowledge for their own gain, like ideas and all of this, like even like essence, they can't do that anymore. And I was wondering this morning why. I kept getting multiple messages from other readers as well. It's by no mistake. I know that for sure, especially when my energy is you know, willing to share to that likeness of intention to their audience as well, that like I know for a fact this is 100% true. So I just, and I've come to observe that, especially in recent meetings, like they're trying to access, but like through sneaky, like even just walking around me, walking beside me, like just trying to get into my field, and like trying to have me gain interest so that there's more of like an open door in those meetings for them to access certain things. And I noticed like there's no way that they would have access to that shit. That they're not innovative. Like I know that for a fact. That they just like they get excited because like, oh, I tapped into something. And it's like that's peanuts. Like if you called into like an ad agency or certain things like imprinting agencies, you would gain the same access. It would just be customer service. Like it's the same. That's like public stuff, you know, public information. So they're not really tapping into my stuff. You know how crazy that is? Even though with the ideas that they come up with, what they like manifest in its output, it's nowhere near what, no. That literally is just like, I wouldn't even call it peanuts. It's like, I guess peanuts definitely maybe because you can find them like in a maybe in old school like in a bar like in a like a public like you know tray. So it's just like free to the people who could care less basically. This is crazy. That's so cruel. I don't know if that's cruel, but it's very blunt for sure in its truth. So that's what they're getting. But like at the same time, it is also noted when they make these attempts. So it's like you're doing yourself harm. Like, we're documenting these attempts, but you're not getting shit. You know, it's come to that point. Ooh, we have someone who has a, what do you call it? Those cars that, McLaren? Is that what it is? The doors that open up on the sides? Man, the city I live in, people are like, there are some, well, I mean, I guess Newport Beach is pretty wealthy, you know, and Rancho Santa Margarita and, you know, but like there's people who, there's a good percentage who have money here, and that's why I just never felt like I belonged, because the physical aspect of what I actually have had for the past 15 years here. But it's okay. You know, I grow into places. I adapt, and things are coming through. I may eventually outgrow it within that aspect. I think energetically I have, but I mean, it feels good and peaceful and safe here. So mission in reverse. What's going on here? Is there some dirty work happening? No, I don't really feel like it. I feel like this is underground work, you know, like this is architect, graphic designer level, where we're mapping out the plans, the blueprints, we're getting those things adjusted. But we have to work not just from the ground up, but also like basement level. We have to, in order to strengthen the foundations, you have to have something fortifying from like planted from within. You can't just use sport technology. You have to really go deep in order to plan the rest of the assets that it's going to hold on the tap. Oh shit, that's what's happening. Okay. So I guess that's what's been happening. Oh, that's true. You heard the beep. The official beep. Okay, so what do you want to say to that, my panel? Page of Coins inverted. It kind of hit the coffee and it like splashed on me just a tiny bit. This is a personal investment. So what I've been doing, you know, not only has been like therapy work, and like prayer work, community work, but something that really drives me, something that is easy to invest in. It's like when I do this, it's almost like arcade level. Yeah, definitely, because you know, whenever I be like reach a particular level, I always get Big Boss by Dr. P. It always comes on my playlist every single time I reach a new level. I've understood the threshold that lay before me and my kin, and I superseded that. And my kin helped give me a boost. I gotta give credit to that. And then what? And recently, I think it's called The Hero. Yeah, by Nostalgia. Definitely. There are gamers in the divine, for sure. For sure. So yeah, it's very much like a personal arcade. Hmm. Okay, what else do you want to say? My panel. MC have the multiple choice. The things that are obvious. And when we're taking the bubble test, I think the most, like, one other thing subconsciously that gets to us is we don't want to miss getting it wrong on the Scantron form because it's kind of automated within the system. That machine like, you have to, like, color in the bubble, like, completely. Not out of the box or not out of the bubble, but, like, completely. And so that's one thing subconsciously that weighs on us is, like, are we getting it? Like, we just gotta, that precision, making sure that it's readable. And sometimes, like, there's something about that with with language or language barriers, but I think that's something that we kind of overstress on. It's one of those guidelines where it's like, just make sure you're not, like, being careless with the, like, just it's just making sure that you're considerate of not moving in haste. So that Virgo part of us, whether it's in your chart or not, it's like, okay, I just gotta make sure. That's stressing because it's like, whether or not you crowned, it's like, it's the make or break. And to treat something like with that much finality is insane. It's so much pressure. Like, live your human experience. Things will balance out accordingly if there's somehow some kind of fuck up and you know the right answer, and you submitted the right answer. That's what they're saying. So yeah, I think subconsciously we also have this human experience that flaws our feels and our perceptions just a little bit, because of that example. Let me see. What do they say? 3 of coins. So, oh my gosh, look at that, the bubble. That's insane, for sure. That's what they're saying. This has to do with work affiliations. This has to do with school. 3 of Pentacles deals with both, as well, like the learnings, as well as partnerships. Different realm of partnerships. This is like contracts. These are agreements, basically. These are verbalized agreements. These are kind of like off the books, but it's known on the partnerships. If we had the Hierophant here, I would definitely say this is put in writing. But, like, this is a formality of the workplace and definitely school. Like, whether that's online school or whatever, like certificate programs or whatever, that's a huge emphasis. And, you see, look, pushing that together. You see, like, angels pushing that together. This is kind of like Gemini. This is kind of like, where are there 2 angels in cards? I would say kind of like, the Lover's card. The desire for alignment and piecing it all together. Like, what is it? Self-realization, self-actualization. So we got half of that part down. We're bringing that up, but then, like, the angels are doing their part on the other ends too. Left brain, right brain kind of thing. And total thing. That's crazy to get that big ass bubble there. That's crazy. Even a highlight, like, that's so crazy. Anyway, okay, what popped up? The 3 of Swords and the Hermit card in reverse. This is a sense of awareness and what causes heartbreak. This is a realization of, like, what ails us. And normally that's through the presentation of what, like, proposals. But I don't know. That's not 100% that, because the light that's being shown is on the darkness area of what kind of lifts this up. So I think we're starting to see the mysteries of what proposes the 3 of Swords. So that's a wonderful thing, and I think things are becoming more obvious. MC has multiple choice. We're starting to see, okay, 1, 2, 3, like none of those match, so it's none of the above. And then you start to wonder, like, who created this test? Who formulated these questions? And what was their intention behind that? So when you look at it beyond like the Scantron paper form, and you look at it in your real life scenario, it's like, who set this up? Why? And just getting the general specifics of it, so you're, like, what you're working with. It's another way of reading the environment in its most like logical, tangible sense, if you don't believe in like spirituality or whatever, you know. So but like doing that enhances one's point of view in spirituality, the applications of it. So you're doing yourself good. That's what you're saying. Bottom of the deck is Queen of Pentacles. Yes. See? Master of that bubble. It is golden for sure. An imprinted, embossed energy. Yeah, so talking about the boss, right? This is shish kebab energy in its presentation, almost like avant-garde, and it's like imbalance. It's stylish, you see. The shish kebabs are styling too. It's like, okay, I can do one this way, I can do one that way, and it's all good. So this is essentially the Two of Wands here in the backing. And it could be the Three of Wands here. But when you look at it in total, because there's like hidden sword energy here. It's coming off as wand because of this topiary, I think that's what they call it, design. But if you really look at it, those are Two of Swords energy. So do not cross me. But they're total, especially with the backing, the ancestral, like Tree of Life as well. We've got Three of Wands. My ships will always come in, for sure. I got that bubble right. And this is a Hermit card, like, just, this is so, like, styling. This is the Hermit card, you see. It's not fully disrobed, you see, but it's like taking off the hood, and then like, oh, well, I can wear it this way. It's one of those dresses that you can wear like 21 ways or whatever, so you just like sweep it off your shoulders and like, look, I can do this, I can do that. That's funny. I want to see what's in behind there. Seven of Wands, holding the higher ground, holding it down. And this is fun. Like, yeah, someone is like from like Africa or something. That sounds so, like, what do you call it? So innocently ignorant. It's not ignorant. It's just like untaught, really, inexperienced. It's like somebody's from Africa, like, because we had that Zimbabwe reference too. But you see the dance, it's very much like a kind of like, they swing their limbs. It's, I hate using the word they, especially in something like this, but in traditional culture, their dance, because there's variations of it. Like, I know it's just not one singular thing. There's different tribes. There's different, like, Africa is big. Like, I've never even been there, but the dance is putting us on top, basically. All right, top of the deck, no secret to the sauce, Seven of Swords, no bullshit. I don't have to steal this. It's mine. It's done. Yeah. This is also being proud of yourself for not cramming, before whatever test is put in front of you. That's exactly how I succeeded yesterday. I was like, okay, just like get into the feels of it, get into the mode of it, know what you're expecting because you've seen this before, kind of relate it to your past, experiences and what you've been taught over the course of time. And you don't have to remember every single strategy, but just understand how it affects you, and or how it, how it has affected you, and understanding like how to separate yourself from that so it doesn't happen again, because you knew that you were going to come across a test in the last couple of runs and it still got to you, like to the point like my heart was shaking, like it was a lot. And so this time I felt it sort of creeping in slowly. I'm like, no, that's no fucking way, that's not going to happen here. And so you separate it, and And I just realized, okay, just look at it as though you're assessing it from the outside. Don't take it personal. Just look at it in business sense. Like, no, just look at the facts. Like, okay, this is what, just really look at it from an ascended point of view. Not your higher self, but like separate. Like if you're going to bring this to a higher up, like above whoever's involved, way up, like 2 or 3 levels up to the top, you would have to see how they would be able to judge it in its most divine sense. Like, what is like absolute fair? Like, just listening through that. And so being in that position, like wearing the shoes and sitting in that seat, I was able to divide between myself and, you know, my feelings and what the intentions were, or whatever, and look at the facts. Like, no, that doesn't make sense. Just listening to the storyline and correcting it. So that's how I succeeded. Other than I feel as though there were other sentience energetics in play, not just like from the very like stones I was working with, like subconsciously I didn't know I was guided to wear that, but also other sentience like kind of in my auric field that are very much kin energy, that are like just common and natural. So that was cool. That was good. Yeah, so we got this. That's what they're saying. Okay, so what is your takeaway? AKA our takeaway. This has been so good. Like so good. Knight of Cups. This is romanticism in the feels, wearing your feelings on your sleeves. It's not just one sleeve, but both sleeves. And then you got it in the front. So this is complete branding of how you feel. Like, you're not afraid to show it from any perspective. Like, even in passing. Like, because if you see it if it's on your sleeve, passerbys would only notice it in passing or from a distance. But you don't, like, it's so much, like, you're so good with it. It's on your front, it's on your back, it's on your side, it's on your hat. So it's it's complete branding, and it's good. Yeah, see. Give me a second. Let me have another drink. All right. I want to get one other card as a accentuator. What do they want to say? Clarifier. 7 of Cups in reverse. Yeah. So it's like, okay, this person has chosen to go off on their own with that cup on their head. This person has many looming around, many choices, but they've made a clear decision. So whether this is conceived as 6 of Cups or 8 of Cups, it's indicating that this person has absolutely made their choice. Out of all the choices, out of all the gestures that they could place out into the world, they decided on that. Good choice. Yeah, because it's a representation of self. It's not so like external on what can bring happiness and joy, wealth, etc. So what does the panel want to say? My panel. Okay, what is the card for? Like, they're kind of, you know how they have Q&A, the last part of a forum. This is just like their closing statement. Okay. Yeah, chill. 6 of Swords. So it's ultimately finding, like, getting on that boat and making that decision to roll out into, knowing that we deserve some calm and some peace and respite before our final day comes. We deserve that. We deserve that. Okay, what is the accentuating, clarifying card for that? Queen of Wands. So it makes the magic happen. Just get on the boat and you'll see what you can do. It's kind of being your own travel agent, your own vacation, like, it's yeah, it's what you're gonna make of it. So when you're working on this like scenic view and you're having to like row and row and row, it's like it's what you're gonna make of it. Like, where do you find the magic? Where do you find the benefit? And like, are you gonna find the toil of rowing to be cumbersome, or are you gonna say like, oh, It's building up my muscles. I can feel it in my triceps. And you're observing like the things as you're moving along. The life's the sentience, even if it's in its absolute calm. You're observing the benefits of that. So like, what is your takeaway from that? Like, what is the magic that you perceive and experience from making that gesture out? Because as a travel agent and understanding agents of change, the power is within our very much in our moment. All right, what is my takeaway? What is mine? What is just mine? I don't know, man. The King of Pentacles in reverse. It's kind of like budgeting. It's knowing, like, looking at the whole picture, what to hold to yourself. What else do you want to say about that? What's a clarifying, accentuating card for that one? For mine. 10 of Cups in reverse. So, this is going to land me absolute, total happiness. It also says, you know, in like the far off distance, like what really is, inessential to focus on is there are people who are very manipulative with their seat of power and their wealth, and so they're trying to withhold the 10 of Cups feels for me. It's just a power play, you know. You realize when you've gotten to a certain level, when there are, like I said, other it's freaking multiple choice, MC of the multiple choice. It is quite obvious, Captain Obvious, what they're trying to do. But as a primary source, because we hold the cards, because I hold them in this aspect, is budgeting, you know, my wealth. Like, not everybody gets it. And so, you know, that's their takeaway. But for me, I've got to, you know, kind of protect that. And what else do you want to say about that? Yeah, you know, the Ace of Pentacles that Spirit is, you know, funded me with, like, it's in pocket, emergency purposes, or whenever I need to use it, it replenishes itself. So I'm going to protect that. Yeah. Nobody else has access to those keys. I'm not going to give that. Not for the sake of networking, for popularity, for whatever the fuck. I have to realize the respect that I'm provided from the divine, that I am ultimately trustworthy and not abuse what's been given to me. And part of that is, you know, not being blind to what's out there. I have the right to do that. Yeah, there was a beep in the distance. I reserve the right to do that. I feel like there's one more thing that needs to be covered. Knight of Pentacles. So there's something about bringing that into light from kind of like the cave or something. There's it takes time before that's actually shared, like in what others want and desire. So in the meantime, it appears as though I'm being selfish with what's coming to me. And so people have hard feelings about that. But if they were put in my position, and if they were getting, you know, then they would understand the means of this. Like, they would totally understand this. But until then, I'm the keeper of this. And the 10 of Cups is shared happiness. So it's for the greatest good. So multiple choice, MC of the multiple choice right there. That is the bubble right there. That's funny. Okay. All right. Now that this reading is officially over, I thank all my sponsors, all my supporters, all donations provided in light and love. Of light and love. In light and love. That combo is priceless. So upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas to assisting with a sequence of roll out in light and love. I close the portals in this reading now.